Arminent Architectural Podcast. I'm Nadina, and this is Aiman, Ismi, Atika, Mahira, Akila, and also Imelda. And for this episode, we will be talking about aspects of building services in a shopping mall. For us specifically, we have chosen the Curve Mall located in Damansara. So let's cut to the chase. Aiman, tell us about the cool and hot water supply.
Test 1, 2, 3. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Oh, hi. Wow, so many people, eh? Okay. Thank you to Nadina for the introduction just now. As a short information, my name is Iman. Okay, so we go straight to the cool and hot water supply system. So first of all, I'm going to cover 3 components in this topic, which is the sources, storage and distribution, and also the material, including what are the aspects that in the water supply system. So we go straight about the sources. It's me. Have you seen what logo is that?
Oh, just like what the others just described. Is it called Shabbos?
Yes, we call it as Syabas, or well known as Syarikat Bekalan Air Selangor Sdn Bhd. So basically, that was the sources, how the water come to this building, which is the curve. So for the sources, it's distributed into using 2 combination of what we call it method, which is the gravity and pump combination, also indirect water technique or method lah. So for the storage and also distribution, so that's the flow, where the water come from and where it goes. So first of all, we go from Syabas, hot water, suction tank, booster farm, storage tank, and also last distribute to the whole mall or to the whole commercial area lah. We call it like the F&B, Tea Life, McDonald's,
Okay, like the stores there.
yes, the store is like the commercial area. Because it's a mall. Instead of other than toilets or anything like that, we know that a lot of F&B places are also use that kind of water. So that's what the function of water supply system. So when we look at the plan, the aras bawah and also aras bumbung. So that was where the located of the bulk meter, which is at the aras bawah, we can see like it's the outside of the mall, which is in front of the entrance of the mall itself, because it's for the function of the services and also the way that we can see the meter. So the component of bulk water itself have include the valve and also the what we call it like the bulk meter, which is the Syabas itself for the indicator of the water used for the mall. And also we look at the water storage and the suction tank. Water storage is located at the aras bumbung because the use of gravity and pump combination method to distribute the water to the whole commercial area and around the mall.
Wait a second. So basically, for the water storage and the suction tank, is it the same thing, or like for the water tank and the suction tank is 2 different things that distribute to the mall? Actually,
the function is nearly the same, but it's different because the way the suction tank use it itself is just to like how we distribute the water by using the different technique or method compared to the storage tank, because water storage is like for the big amount of water lah. So and then we go and when we talk about the material, like commonly GI pipe, or we call it galvanized iron pipe, and also or about like the tank itself use GI also, which is the galvanized iron. And also when we talk about the size of the pipe, like the commonly stated for the storage is 30 mm UPVC. So I think that's all from me, right? And then no more. Check me. Thank you.
Okay. That's very informative. So, Ismi, what's the drainage like in the curve?
okay. So, like what mine just explained is for about the water distribution system. So mine is actually about sanitary system. So, what do they have in this topic? Basically, so for the curve, I'm gonna cover about the rainwater and roof drainage. How do they actually cater this thing? So basically, for the curve, they have the rainwater and roof drainage that they mainly use rain gutter and the flood traps, basically for the filter purposes, and it is basically divert directly to the sewage system of basement. Where it is located, it is at the basement 1 on each zone. So basically, the rainwater goes through the pipings there, and it is stored to the basement 1. Why is it stored there? Because the curve actually just recently they have installed a feature. Do you know what the feature is when we talk about rainwater? Of course, it is about rainwater harvesting system. So, what is about the rainwater harvesting system? They actually use it for the purpose of the landscaping system there, and it is now located at Zone F. Okay, so moving on. How about the toilet or bathroom? When we talk about shopping complex, like people always go there, like right, especially during weekends, and the curve actually near with IKEA and Kidzania. So like you guys can know, people will actually go there to enjoy their free times with family or friends and sort of that. So mainly if there is a lot of people, there will be a lot of usage for the bathroom and all, right? So how do we want to take your boo? Okay, so uh, the bathroom is mainly located at Aras bawah ground floor and level 4 and also level 5 and level 6. So basically the layout for each of these bathrooms is kind of different. So for the ground level, the left one from the above picture is actually at the restaurant area. So each of the shopping complex has like dining or some kind of like place where we dine in. So that is where the toilet is located, and the right one is at the Kidzania lobby. So that is the layout for level 4, mainly for office, and layout levels 5 and 6, just like what we have learned. It is actually the same layout and the same level, not the same level, the same layout, and it is located straight at the bottom and at the top. So, how about the drainage system? So basically, for the toilet waste, they use UPVC pipe with 150 mm, and for the drainage, for the sewage system where all of the water is flown to using a sewage non-toilet wastewater, it is a cast iron hubless pipes with 6 inches of diameter. So, where do they go after it is uh, compiled? So, they go to the soil stacks and also waste stacks. So, for where do they go? We gonna talk about with Asika. Thank you.
Alright, so in this topic, I always wondered, um, how's the sewage systems like in buildings, like its installation and such?
So, what a good question, Nadina. Well, I'm joyful to share our finding with everyone here. So, first, what we need to know is that it is very important for to maintain. I'm sorry, to to maintain the hygiene of the building. So, in short, the sewage need to leave the building at all costs. So, how does the sewage disposal is at the curb mall? First, no worries guys, the system is not that complicated to understand actually. Well, where does the sewage goes anyways? Let's put it in the more general step where the wastewater goes all the way down from the um, plumbing to the sewer line, and then which will bring it to the septic tank. So what happened here is that the on-site treatments happen partially in the septic tank, where it restore and remove wastewater long enough for it to break down into and form layers. So here they will form 3 layers, which is the scum layers, and the top layers formed by the lighter solid waste, and then the middle layers, which is the liquid wastewater and the slush layer. So here in the curve, they don't have their own big treatment plant. this is common in most urban areas where the region itself have a big treatment plant um, nearby. So, can you guess where the sewage goes next?
Isn't it the centralized treatment plant?
Yes, exactly. As I mentioned just now. So, the wastewater will go to the outlet pipe, which is to the public manhole, and then they will reach to the regional treatment plant for further treatment. So that's pretty much how it is at the curve.
So that's about sewage disposal system. Now I wonder, do correct me if I'm wrong, sewage disposal and like trash disposal is two whole different systems, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's actually two different systems overall. In fact, the trash disposal is called refuse collection and disposal. So in the curve, we found a few applications throughout the mall. The first one being the temporary disposal point, where in different points in the mall they have smaller bins positioned strategically for the tenants or even the mall or visitors to utilize. So these bins are actually segregated by categories. Not all of them, but most of them. So the green one, as you can see, it's mainly used for domestic waste. The orange is for plastic and metal, and for the steel, you can find them outside in restaurants or cafes, probably for general or food scraps. And the second application is actually the centralized waste storage. There's a waste collection house located at the loading bay 1, where it gathers all the domestic waste from disposal points to be transported later on. So the capacity of the waste is limited in box sizes for easier transportation. And for the curve, they impose flat rate charges for the box sizes. The last one is actually the scheduled collection of waste. So waste from the loading bay is collected fixed by schedule. They collect them daily at 6 a.m. However, you know, Alam Flora, uh, the collection service company, they may delay the collection till around 8 a.m. So to simplify the process of the collection, from the collection area at the loading bay, they collect it by Alam Flora to transport it to either a transfer station or incinerator, and lastly towards a landfill or a wastewater treatment. So it's kind of like a full circle process from there. So let's move on to something more dangerous, I think. Fire. Mahira, how do they classify the fire types in the curve?
Okay, so the fire protection, it refers to the measure and the system that they put in a place to detect and control the fire. So here, the curve, they focus more on early detection to ensure the safety of the user and the employees in the building. So the system they use to prevent such event includes like a smoke detector and also fire alarm system. And also the curve provide knowledge to the employees. So uh, when such incident happen, the employees already know what to do. So have any one of you heard about fire classification?
Well, I think we kind of learned it during school. Is it the one that the A, B, one?
Yeah, that one. Okay, so what I understand here, the curve in each space they use a specific fire classification. So, for example, in the food court area, they use class fire F, which the extinguisher agent is the wet chemical, and the fire usually caused because of the cooking oils and fat. So next, the purpose group of this the curve, it's a mercantile group. So, Nat, what do you know about the mercantile group?
From its name, I guess it's something related to retail.
Yeah, so mercantile group is related to retail and commercial activities. So the Curve shopping center, they focus on the safe exit route and the fire alarm system to protect both the employees and the user in the building.
So of course, when it comes to fire, there may be unforeseen circumstances. What does the Curve do to fight fire in this kind of situations in terms of site planning?
Basically, we use a passive fire protection system. We have in the Curve, there's use fire resistant wall, which is the Curve use concrete wall, and if anything bad happen, so that concrete in the Curve, sorry, function as a shelter untuk for the fire spread away or something like that. And other that, we use a fire shutter. We have fire shutter, fire curtain, and then fire resistant door too. Let me fast forward lah. So for the important for the fire passive fire system, this is fire evacuation, which is we can see that there is escape route or emergency staircase, emergency light, and signage and notice. So this is really important in the Curve to make sure everyone is safe if anything bad happen. And also, when I went there in the Curve, I went to the control room and I saw the CCTV, which is the security guard control, how they control. Yeah, there's 24 hours control, so they can see if anything bad happen, yes, they can access fast forward for that anything bad happen lah. So okay, we can go through to active firefighting.
So what about the alarm systems? Like she said, does that fall under active firefighting?
Okay, so yes, absolutely, it falls under active firefighting. So a brief run through about active firefighting, it is a system that detects or responds to fire, and then it is activated either manually or automatically. So of course, the Curve is a huge building itself, and it has to be in compliance with the UBBL. So if you're an architecture student or in any field of sort, you should be well aware of that. And then, okay, we're going to talk about the suppression system. So in the Curve, there is two main types of suppression system, which are the water-based suppression system and the chemical-based fire suppression system, which in the Curve, they use aerosol. So these two suppression system, they will be putting out fire if, of course, if there is fire. And then there is manually operated fire suppression systems, which you guessed, fire extinguishers. So don't treat fire extinguishers as a play tool. It's for emergencies. And then there are the alarm detection systems. So these are the devices that will detect the fire and then hence trigger the suppression system. So there are like heat detectors and smoke detectors. There are two different kind of detectors. And then there's the fire alarm wall, which is the one that will make noise and alert the visitors if there is fire. And then the fireman switch, manual pull station, fireman intercom system, those are the ones that will leave to the professionals, which are the firefighters, of course. So one thing about the Curve is it's quite an old building. It's built back in 2005, if I'm not wrong. So you don't really expect high-tech systems in the Curve. But though it's an old building, the systems in the Curve itself is quite complete. So there is
So far, no emergencies or like any accidents that happen, by far as I know, right? So you
True. So, because based on what we have done from the site visit, they said that they actually maintain the place regularly. So like each month they will have the service maintenance. So we don't need to bother about it actually.
So yeah, you go to the curve, you just sit back, relax, and go to IKEA, go to Kidzania.
Enjoy.
Yeah, you just enjoy your time at the curve.
Alright, well, I guess we've wrapped up everything. So to conclude, the curve, as she mentioned, although has a very old system, they have managed to make it work efficiently for over 20 years. Thanks to their dedicated services team, actually led by Encik Fasmi that we have met. And with that, we thank the audience for your attention, the lecturers for your guidance, as well as the Curves team for their cooperation in this project. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Without wasting any more time, let's wait for the next episode
And stay tuned.
tuned.